This is Ticats Today.
This is Ticats Today for a Monday, August the 23rd, 2021. It's your digital host, Louis B. Thanks for tuning in on the Ticats Audio Network, wherever you get your podcasts. And Ticats back out there today, getting set for their game Friday night in Montreal against the Alouettes. Of course, you'll be able to catch that game right here on the Ticats Audio Network. It's a 7:30 kickoff, but before that, Andy Fantuz and I will get you started with Tiger Cats pregame presented by Active Green and Ross. That'll be at 6:30, and then we'll hand it off to RJ and Luke, who will have the call. And then make sure to stick around exclusively on ticats.ca and the Ticats All Access app for Tiger Cats postgame. Well, you'll get the first kind of reaction from Coach Orlondo Steinauer. Before he ever talks to the media, he's going to talk to us exclusively on Tiger Cats postgame. Looking forward to Friday's game. Ticats still looking for their first win of the season, and the Ticats the only team in the CFL without a win right now. You'll have to assume that'll change sooner rather than later, and hopefully the Ticats can get it turned around on Friday against the Alouettes. We're going to hear from Coach O in just a sec. We're going to hear from Darius Ciraco and Simoni Lawrence as well. But great to see a solid turnout. People lined up at the gate for the first of our 3 mobile vaccination clinics here at Tim Hortons Field. So from 10:30 until 2:30 tomorrow, and then from 10:30 till 1:30 on Wednesday, you can come down here, no appointment necessary, walk-in clinic. Just bring, your health card, some ID, so we can get you vaccinated, which was made even more crucial with a new announcement by the Ticats with the partnership of the City of Hamilton as we continue to mitigate the continued impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The City of Hamilton, along with the Ticats and Forge FC, have announced that beginning on Monday, September 6th, which is the Ticats home opener against the Argos, all employees, event staff, and guests, which includes ticket holders and media, you'll be required to provide a proof of vaccination or a negative COVID-19 test result in order to come to a game. So there you go. So you'll need to be either vaccinated and have your proof of vaccination or have proof of a negative COVID test as we all try to do our part to end this pandemic and to get life back to normal. A huge step there for needing to be vaccinated to come on down here to Tim Hortons Field. And if you're not vaccinated yet, well, now, and you're a Ticats fan and you want to come see them in person, now you got to do it. And you can do it here at Tim Hortons Field. You can come on down, like I said, tomorrow and Wednesday, 10:30 until 2:30. 10:30 till 2, on both days. So there you go, 10:30 till 2. We have vouchers for Forge FC tickets. You can win prizes. And most importantly, you can get vaccinated. And we can all continue to navigate through these difficult times together. And let's get to Coach O, because he was asked about this new policy, especially in light of a canceled Edmonton Elks Toronto Argonauts game. We'll talk on that in just a second. But let's hear from Coach O as he spoke after practice, speaking about this announcement that everybody needs to be vaccinated or proof of negative COVID test to be here at Tim Hortons Field.
I mean, I think it's awesome. Obviously there should be some level of comfort. Each individual has their own interpretation and their own comfort level, so I can't speak for that. I am just excited that we're going to have some fans and we're going to be at home. Well, it just shows our commitment to doing our part, right? We can't convince anybody to do anything. All we can do is encourage and really just emphasize the importance of vaccination. To each their own choice, but it's proven to be a deterrent in the majority of cases. And so I just think it's great that the organization and the community of Hamilton step up to give that opportunity. Yeah, I'm pleased with the energy. Guys seem focused. We're addressing the things that we feel we need to be better at and get corrected. And, we're looking forward to day 2. I got to get to this film here and then we'll get on to day 2. Yeah, I think we will end up getting a few guys back. So excited about that. But we got to see how they get through the week of practice, right? The bye week is a blessing. Thought it came at the right time for us, but also you're not monitoring how they're approaching those days off. Jeremiah got the majority of the reps today. That's what I'll say. Obviously we're going to put our best foot forward when we get out there.
That is the head coach of the Hamilton Ticats, Orlondo Steinauer, as he spoke to the media after practice today. A couple of things of note there. Of course, giving a huge shout out to partnership between the city and the team, getting people vaccinated at the mobile vaccination clinics. Didn't mention this off the top, but of course, news came down last night from the Canadian Football League after it was first reported by TSN's Farhan Lalji that the Edmonton Elks have multiple confirmed cases of COVID-19, and they have postponed their game on Thursday. They were supposed to be at BMO Fields to take on the Argos. That's now been postponed, and that means the Argos won't play again until Labor Day. They won't play again until the Labor Day Classic, and obviously some repercussions that will be felt on the CFL schedule as they try to make up that game on Thursday. Vaccination, obviously a big topic of conversation. We mentioned it. Starting with the Labor Day Classic, you're going to need to show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test, meaning that you have tested negative for COVID in order to get into Tim Hortons Field logistically and behind the scenes, still working out the details on that. But big announcement from the team. And if you're not vaccinated, I'll remind you one more time that there will be mobile vaccination clinics here at Tim Hortons Field tomorrow and on Wednesday, depending on when you're listening. And if you're listening to this on Tuesday or Wednesday, then it's Tuesday or Wednesday, 10:30 until 2 p.m. Vaccinations were a big topic of conversation with Simoni Lawrence as he spoke to the media after practice today as well.
The bye week was great. I know we got a chance to get our bodies back. We had a lot of nicked up injuries, and a lot of guys were fighting through some things and playing through some injuries that are healing up and moving a little faster. So I think the bye week, we just did a great job, just for me, myself personally, just taking care of our bodies and taking care of ourselves. 100%, because the main thing about it, like that 2014 team, everybody was hungry, Nobody was like complacent, like, oh, okay, no. Everybody was super hungry, and I could tell here we're hungry as well because we know we're all competing, we're all frustrated at times, but we're all coming together and we're all trying to get this W, and I could definitely see the same comparison, especially with our leadership. We have great coaches. They're coaching us hard as heck, and it's ramping up and it feels great. And I know that everything's going to swing around. 100%. The thing about here is it's always team first. And, I feel like we all really embodied that. Just being a Tiger Cat, you have to put the team first. I know like this week I got invited to go to the Queen's Plate, but we didn't think that it was going to be safe or, well, we're just not sure, just not being sure. So, just didn't go. So, because we're just trying to put the team first and keep everybody safe and healthy. We're just trying to do the right thing. And the thing about the Tiger Cats is we're always ahead of the curve. I feel like we're one of the leaders in the CFL as far as like whatever's going on in the league. We're usually ahead of the curve and, we take care of business. And getting vaccinated was part of the plan and part of the goal. And, we kicked ass there and we did what we're supposed to do. 100%. I mean, we're at the end of the day, we just follow, like, I don't know, is it called the CDC out here? Or like we just trust the medical professionals. I'm not a doctor. I'm not gonna act like I'm a doctor. I just do what makes sense, and getting vaccinated made sense for myself and my family. All my family's vaccinated and they'll be here at the first home opener and they're excited about it. And, we try to do what makes sense.
That is Simoni Lawrence as he spoke. And, I think you can agree with him that the Ticats usually seem to be ahead of the curve when it comes to, league initiatives. And a great one here by the Ticats announcing that, you can't have COVID. You can't, you got to be vaccinated against COVID or you got to prove that you don't have it to come here. Let's get one more piece of audio here This is Darius Ciraco. And, of course, we know the offensive line has had some struggles so far this season. There's been some changes. Trevayon Tate was released over the weekend. I'm sure we'll see a different look. Chris Van Zyl had to leave the game in the second half last time they played in Saskatchewan. But Darius Ciraco has been consistent at that center position, and we asked him basically how he spent his bye week and getting back at it here at Tim Hortons Field.
Oh, it definitely, going into the bye after an L, it makes it a little less, sweet, for lack of a better word. We're just go in, work mindset, trying to recover my body as much as I can every day and do my normal stretch routine, ice tub, hot tub as much as I can, and just get my body feeling right. And then watching like the other games around the league, just seeing what everybody's up to, and then just preparing myself for Montreal coming up. It's been good. It's been a lot more mental, that's for sure. So I'm in there every day watching a lot more film, and even like just trying to emulate the example that was set by Mike Filer before me, because he was a great center and great preparation, the way he approached the game. So I'm trying to emulate that and kind of bring my own style to it and just prepare as well as I can. The biggest thing is the extra film and the extra just preparation. There's definitely a lot of ways to get it fixed, and that starts individually, both with myself and then each guy across the board. So the way I would say it is just we're meshing, and it's been a year and a half off football, and we're just trying to work through it. And we've had different guys in and out of the rotation, so that's kind of messed up the meshing of guys a little bit. But at the same time, like, there's no excuses. We just got to go out there and produce. So whoever's on the field, we just got to go, and that starts individually. So for myself, I'm working on my technique, making the right calls, making sure everybody knows what they're doing, and then just go play football. There's really no secret to it. There's no anything. We just got to go out there and play better.
That is Darius Ciraco, the center for your Hamilton Tiger Cats, as he spoke to the media following today's practice. And just recapping kind of the big story of the day, the CFL announcing that Thursday's game between the Edmonton Elks and the Toronto Argonauts that was supposed to be at BMO Field has been postponed after multiple Edmonton players tested positive for COVID. So obviously it's a huge topic of conversation, and it's something the guys on CFL This Week talked about. And if you haven't heard CFL This Week, it is our latest in our brand new podcasts. And this one out wherever you get this podcast on the Ticats Audio Network. Bubba O'Neill hosts CFL This Week, and every week he'll be joined by some of the biggest names around the CFL to kind of recap that weekend's action and look ahead to what's coming up. And he had a jam-packed all-star show today featuring Matt Cause, Davis Sanchez, and Jim Mullen. And I want to get this clip in here because great little discussion, and it's part of a much larger conversation that I highly recommend you go check out. But Bubba kind of posed the question to the guys as to whether or not, we should be worried about the Ticats 0-2 start. I thought Matt Cause had a great answer. So did Jim Mullen, and we'll start with Mullins here, and then you'll hear Matt Cause's answer on the back end.
Let's not pull the plug on these guys too soon. They were on the road to start 2 games in Western Canada against arguably the 2 best teams in the Western Division, period. So, if we're talking about if we're talking about getting reestablished at home and getting back into a rhythm of being at home, and I will say that the Ticats probably feed off that home audience, probably second best in the CFL. Maybe Saskatchewan's the best. Getting back to home after a very odd start without an exhibition season is going to be fairly key for them in terms of refocusing and putting 0-2 in the rearview mirror.
Matt Cause, you won't say it, but I'm going to say it. I know you're an Argonaut fan. Are you licking your chops? Are you licking your chops right now with the Tiger Cats?
Let me say this, and not just because I'm on this network. I also did a lot of coverage for the Ticats. I went to school at McMaster. I'm one of the unique weirdos where when it's Toronto not playing Hamilton, I'm rooting for the Ticats. You know, I'm still shocked Caleros never won a Grey Cup in Hamilton with the Tabbies. So I mean. Yeah, there is, of course, a little bit licking their chops. I am wearing a double blue shirt here, so, you know, that may be a coincidence or not. But in terms of the quarterback change, you know, the issue's been the game was in the Grey Cup, and he wasn't able to handle the pass rush that Winnipeg threw on him. So I would keep with Jeremiah Masoli, and obviously the injuries and losing Riker Matthews. This is having a big impact. You know, we talk about how offense takes longer to catch up. I think it's going to take a while just for Hamilton's offensive line just to be able to find their rhythm and trust, and everyone working, you know, on the same page. And the crazy thing about Hamilton is that first drive against Winnipeg was gorgeous. And the 37-yard touchdown pass, it looked great. I remember tweeting out, I'm like, oh, who says offenses are going to be behind? Again, I was wrong. It's a constant theme here. But like, I am amazed by the lack of production, considering this was a 15-3 team. But I'm going to need about 2 or 3 more weeks before I get super nervous.
So there you have it. That is from CFL This Week, hosted by Bubba O'Neill, available on the Ticats Audio Network. Wherever you got this podcast, you can find that one as well, and I highly recommend you check it out. Speaking of new podcasts, tomorrow, brand new show. It's called The Coach O Show. The Coach O Show. It's just fun to say. Coach O Show with Luke Tasker. It's launching tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure you like and subscribe, like where you got this one. We're on the Ticats Audio Network. I appreciate you tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of the week. Of course, we'll talk to you tomorrow, same place, same time. For the Ticats Audio Network, I'm Louis B. Hoping you have a great day.